Morning folks, I'm Dave Canterbury with Trapline Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. As you can see, we have a Coyote today in a 450 Minnesota brand foothold trap. We'll get him dispatched and then we'll talk a little bit more about this set. Stay with me. Okay, so first let's look at the set. I think this is a good educational moment. We've got, this set is no different, the dirt hole's right there. This set's no different than the set we have anywhere else. It's a simple dirt hole set. The trap's offset from the dirt hole a few inches. This is a Minnesota brand 450. I generally prefer 550s if I'm trapping specifically for coyote. But I've got 6 550s out on the pipeline, and I've got 6 450s scattered a couple different places throughout the Pathfinder School property. This is the last 450 that's right on the outer edge of my property, and you can see it held that coyote just fine. We had a 550 that had a coyote in it a few days ago, and we had another 450 up on the hill over here inside the Pathfinder School property that had a bobcat in it. So these 450s are a very versatile trap. And I've had some people ask me about that. I've caught everything in these 450s from coyote to bobcat to possum to raccoon, and it has no problem holding all of those animals. Now you've got a smaller area or a smaller target area on a 450 for a coyote or a bobcat to put his foot into, but at the same time you're going to catch a lot of smaller game animals with this trap as well. So if you're looking for something that's very versatile over the course of lots and lots of food type animals, the 450 is a good trap for that. It's got offset jaws, and you can see those offset jaws right there, which keep it from really breaking the bone of the animal. It's a foot holding type trap. So it basically squeezes around the paw of the animal and holds him solid. And I'm going to show you this coyote's foot that came out of this trap as well. Okay, so you look at this coyote's foot, and the blood's coming from where I shot him, and there's no blood on his foot anywhere, other than what's dripped on him from his head here where I shot him. But you can see a mark right here where the trap jaws were locked around his foot. And it's no different than me being locked in a trap right here in the meat of my hand and across the back side here. That trap's got offset jaws, so there's a space there so it doesn't break those tarsal bones in his foot, but it holds him steady so he can't pull his paw out of the trap. It's a very humane type trap. And again, you know, your responsibility as a trapper is to check your traps often. I check my traps every single morning very early, between 7 and 8 o'clock. And I'm usually out on the trap line working until the afternoon a lot of times. So these animals aren't getting in that trap except at night. So he's sitting in there overnight, and I get him out in the morning. But I think it's important for us to understand as trappers to see exactly how these animals are held in place. There's no broken bones there whatsoever. He was just trapped between those large pads of his toes right there, just like that. And his foot doesn't really look that much different as far as the swelling or anything goes from the foot beside it. They look almost exactly the same, other than this one's got a line right here where the trap was sitting in the fur overnight, but those feet look almost exactly the same. All right, so we've got another Minnesota brand 450 here, and this one's got a possum in it, and it's a rear leg catch. He's got one leg in the trap, and we're just going to pull this trap open and let him out. You can see he's a little tore up, but we're going to let him go. Again, that Minnesota brand 450 is a very, very versatile trap. It will catch everything from possums to coyotes. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You can see he's running through the woods there like a scalded dog. None the worse for wear. Again, these traps just hold them in place. They're foot holding type traps. Now, that animal was caught in the rear foot, and that's a good thing in my mind, because that means I had proper offset in my trap, because it's set for canines. So I would expect a front foot catch on a canine, but an animal that's shorter between the legs there is going to get caught in the rear leg. So again, Minnesota brand 450 was the ticket. We'll do a reset here. I appreciate you joining me today on the Trapline Journal. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. We appreciate your views, appreciate your support. Thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.